Hey, it's Mr. H, and this is episode 5 of my Daily Desmos Graphing Challenge series. Today, I'm going to look at a challenge called Half Circle Number 2. It's another advanced challenge, and we'll see if we can solve it. All right, let's go. So here is half circle number 2. Notice that there's an offset here between where these lines are shaded in and where they're blank. So that's going to be really interesting. And I think just like in my previous challenge, this is going to involve an inequality with factors, where making the overall inequality true requires maybe, all of the factors multiplied together, maybe all of them have to be positive to make the overall result positive. Or if any one of them is negative, then it would make the overall result be negative. So this is going to be really interesting. Let's see if there's anything special to consider here. Nope, just an advanced concept. All right, so let's go. Now I'm going to start a new graph as usual, and let's name this. So I am, of course, going to start off with a circle. And I noticed in this picture right away, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So instead of making this a unit circle, let's actually make the radius be 10 on this one. And we'll go out to get that all scaled up for ourselves. So we'll go x squared plus y squared equals, now 10 squared is 100. We could do like this and scale this up nicely for ourselves. But because I'm picturing that factoring approach like I did last time, I am going to change this to minus 100 and equals 0. And all that does, I'm changing it green here, all that does is puts everything over here on one side as a factor. And that way I can have this multiplied by some other factors. And we saw in our last one that putting negative x as the other factor and changing this to a less than or equal to got us the result for the previous one. So the idea here was that in order to get a negative result overall, being less than or equal to 0, we need to have one or the other of these be negative, right? But not both. If both were negative, then it would make the result positive and we wouldn't be less than 0. That's what's happening over here. And that way we end up not shading that part in because the inequality is not true. Now, that's not what we want on this one. What we want on this one is another factor that's going to look at just vertical pieces. And so this is a concept I was thinking about ahead of time, and I have an idea here that if I do the absolute value of x divided by x, look at what happens. I end up with a piece shaded opposite, kind of like our previous one. But the change I'm going to do is, what if I did x minus 1 on the top and x minus 1 on the bottom? You see how that shifts everything over? Now, I find that really interesting. Now, the problem is, on the original picture here, we actually wanted to shade in over here, way over at the right side where things are positive. So I'm going to want to switch this and look at where we are greater than or equal to 0. And now it's really starting to look like what we want. So was this part from 0 to 1 actually shaded in on the original? No, it's not. So we need that to be switched somehow. All right, let's see what happens if we change this to a +1 and a +1. Okay, now it's white over here, and we don't actually want it to be white over there. So we're having a situation here. We're having a problem. Let's think about this for just a moment. What if I were to put the +1 outside of the picture? Does that do what I want? No. I think it should be inside because we're looking to make that happen. Interesting. What if I just go ahead and try to add more of these like I think I'm going to need. And as we put them together, remember, all of them have to be positive for us to shade it in, or all of them would have to be negative when we shade it in as well. So now we have a green right there, which is actually what we want. When we put those in combination, it appears to work. All right, so we have those two. What if I wanted to go over a little bit further and I did x plus 2 inside my absolute value divided by, of course, x plus 2. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. This is exciting. So you see how this is switching, and I feel like we are starting to get... Oh, I messed up here, didn't I? I have to have this just be... I don't want the whole thing over x plus 2. How do I fix you? Divide by... Nope, it doesn't want to do that. So let's just do this. Maybe if I trick it after the fact. Okay, here's what we'll have to do. We will copy this term and just put it in again, and we'll change these to 2's. Now, as soon as I'm doing that, though, ooh, it's starting to come together. Okay, as soon as I realize that I'm copying this and I'm just changing this number, a much faster way to do this would actually be to use the product symbol, because we're going to want a lot of these to go through. I mean, we have to go through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is only doing one of these vertical bars at a time. We're going to have to go 0 through 10, and I imagine to go back this way, we'll have to go -1 through -10. So really, it's going to be the same expression in our product from -10 all the way up to 10. So let me show you how to do a product expression here. If you go down to the little keyboard icon and go to functions, I believe it's under miscellaneous. Here we go. Here's the product function. It's just like a summation tool, but it's a product. So we can set up where we want n to go all the way from -10 up to 10. We can set up this expression the way that we want it to work. So we can just say x plus n, let's do that, and then divided by x plus n, top one being in our absolute values, the bottom one not being in our absolute values. Let's shut this off until we're sure we've got everything set up. So this is all 21 of these multiplied together as a product. Then we're also going to need, let's put out in the front, we can put our other expression here, and I'll just copy and paste this circle expression in here. Okay, great. Now I have this turned off currently, but what we want to do is, let's put a parentheses around our products as well, just to make sure that they all work out nicely. Then I'm going to want greater than or equal to 0. Now, if I turn off, or just kind of totally get rid of this first one, when I turn this on, we want to see if this product actually gets us the graph that we want. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, it's blue. It's blue. Okay, let's change it to green. But look at that. Now, we're going white, green on the inside. Let's see. Was that the same? White, green, white, green. Yeah, it goes back and forth just like the original. So we have completed yet another challenge. So thanks for watching episode 5. I'm going to put a link in the description to the original challenge page, as well as a link to my solution for this. It'd be really interesting if you could find another solution to this. The goal being to do this in just one line of code inside Desmos here, just one equation, one inequality. That's really the goal on these challenges, to do it in one equation or one function. All right, I hope you've had an interesting, good time. If you had, please subscribe to my channel. Hit me with a like. You can hit the bell notification, all of the crazy YouTube things that people do. Go ahead and do that stuff. It really encourages me every time that I see that happen. So I'm going to be back again very soon with episode 6, so be looking for that. All right, bye-bye.